product for you guys, but I want to, as you already know by the title of the video, here I am discussing 10 steps, 10 practical steps to stay positive in this negative situation. As you already know, there's so much of the COVID-19 virus going around. So many people are falling sick, so many people are losing their lives, so many families have been torn apart. And I understand that if you or a family member is suffering from this disease, it may be very difficult for you guys to stay positive, especially a person who's affected, or maybe a family member who is extremely tensed about the situation, and rightly so, because of the kind of bombardment we have been getting in the news and social media and all around. I personally have my family members who are infected from this, and we have had a rough couple of nights thinking about what happens. And from that experience, I understood that there are so many people out there facing the same dilemma, but everybody is talking about the negative stuff. Nobody tells you. We don't want to know positive news, but nobody tells you how to stay positive. So here I am with 10 practical steps that you can utilize, or your family members or anybody, your near or dear ones, your friends can utilize to stay positive. So here we go. So number 10, the most basic yet the most important of them all is to be careful. Be very careful. If you or a family member has been infected and you are mild or asymptomatic, the doctor or the situation might have arose that you have home isolated yourself, and rightly so. So what happens is that a lot of people forget to take the necessary precautions, and in turn that gives rise to a lot of anxiety and negativity in the house itself. So the first and foremost thing the person needs to do is keep on wearing a mask. The infected person should wear the mask 24/7, except for times when he or she is eating, and should be kept in a well ventilated room. If there is an access to a terrace or a balcony which is separate from the house, nothing like it. Secondly, be grateful. You may have lost your sense of smell or taste, and that may be of irritation. It may give rise to irritation. You may have been sick, or the fever has not gone away for like 10 days. It might be very irritating, yes, but then be grateful and have gratitude of the fact that you have your family around. They are taking care of you, or at least you have someone, and you are being loved, you are being cared for. So try and not get irritated at your family members, which can in turn give rise to negativity. Do not indulge in such things. Whenever you feel like irritated, frustrated, take 2 deep breaths, ground yourself, think about all the good things that has arose out of the situation, which might be few, but at least let's try to think of it that way. In the second scenario, it may be that you are isolating alone. You are away from your family, or away from your friends or anybody else, and you are in a house and you are isolating alone. In that case, remember to ask for help. Forget about any kind of do not look at asking for help as a sign of weakness. Go straight forward, ask for help in groups, your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook messengers, your Instagrams, where a lot of people are actually helping people who are isolating alone, and people who need help with food, helping out with their pets and stuff like that. And it's a great show of humanity. So please reach out to people, let them know that you need them, and constantly update your health statuses to someone that you have been talking to since the day one you tested positive. Also, for both cases, very important to keep on self-monitoring yourself. Please evaluate your oxygen, evaluate your fever, and take notice of all the symptoms that are happening. Be more mindful of what's going on in your body. I will link a website down below. It's from the Government of India, with beautiful pictorials, very easy to follow and understand. Everything has been given, right from a patient isolating to the caregivers, what kind of protection and precautions the caregivers of the COVID patient patients should take. So please, if you have people you know that you can circulate this to, please share forward the link. The ninth point is eat well. I cannot stress enough on the fact that you have to eat well. You have to give fuel to your body. Eating well means you have to eat what is necessary for your body to heal, and heal faster and heal better, so that you can emerge stronger and not like go weak after this disease, right? So, and if you eat well, you will automatically have a happier, peaceful mind. So forget about your carb counts and calorie counts, and start focusing on eating healthy, eating what's good for the body in order to heal better. Number 8 is to indulge in your favorite activity. With favorite activity also comes indulging in a little bit of physical activity. It is, mandatory actually for COVID patients to keep on doing a little bit of yoga and breathing exercises and pranayam. If you can combine it with a light, non-exerting 5-minute walk around your room or a open space that you may have access to, nothing like it. Also remember that you have gotten this time for yourself to indulge in all the series that you may be wanting to rewatch for the longest time but could not because of office pressure or school pressure or in general family life, or maybe you want to catch up on something new that you have been hearing for a long time. Please indulge in all of that. You like to paint, go ahead and paint. You need to keep on stimulating your mind to have better thoughts and a more positive environment. Build that positive environment for yourself. So number 7 brings me to the point that you have to watch your mental input. I am strongly suggesting this looking at the current affairs and the state of media at the moment. Stay away from mainstream media and Facebook pages or Instagram pages that make you feel not so good about the country or the world right now. You do not need to know the statistics every hour. You need to have an overview, which we already do. The situation is not at all good, and you do not need to keep on reiterating that situation to yourself because it won't help you heal. You have to first help yourself heal and then think about what's happening to others. So even an airplane warning is to actually put on your oxygen mask yourself first before helping somebody else. So if you are not well mentally, how do you help other people? So if you're affected by all of this, and indirectly a lot of our family members also keep on indulging, putting the news every day 24/7, the news is blaring on onto the in the living room or in the bedroom, not a good sign. That a lot of negativity through the screens. So stop indulging in that, and just like you are eating well, you're not indulging in junk, or you're eating food that is healthy. Give the mind also good fodder, good food for thought. So watch your mental input is that point. I think we are on number 6, and number 6 is again something I believe in it a lot, and it can really help you focus and be positive, is to claim what's rightfully yours, and that is your time. Do not feel guilty, or do not feel ashamed of claiming your time. That time is yours, and especially when you're healing or you are taking care of a person who is infected, there is nothing to be embarrassed to be busy or to not wanting to talk to the number of calls that comes to you on a day, asking every hour how the person is or how you are and what is their oxygen, or how much fever are they having and stuff like that. These questions are questions of care, but at one time it may seem more pestering and more frustrating to answer all of these phone calls and talk about the same things day in and day out. So there is no harm in actually sending a text to the person calling or texting regularly if you're not your primary caregiver, to tell them that you back or call or text back when you feel better enough to respond and answer, and you can have a long chat then. So claiming your time is one of the best ways in order to maintain your positive circle, to surround yourself with good thoughts and not let unwanted thoughts come to your head, especially being force fed by somebody else. Number 5 is to be a little creative during that period. Take this period positively and document your healing journey, your quarantine period, or vlog about it daily. Why, you ask? Because also waking up in the morning, it will give you a purpose. It'll give you something to be creative about. If your body and you have the energy and it permits you, the situation permits you to move around a little and document your journey, be as creative as you can. You do not need to show your face if you feel sick, or you do not want to, you are not in the right mood to show your face. You don't have to. You have other ways to shoot the scenario, or tell your perspective to the world, what you are thinking, what's in your mind. And your journey may benefit a lot of people, to actually heal and to actually give get inspiration from your journey. So try your hand at vlogging or documenting your journey, and it will be a fruitful experience, trust me. Which brings me to number 4 now. Number 4 is to connect with your inner self. One of the major points in order to remain peaceful and have a positive mindset is to connect to your inner self. And you will ask me, how do I connect to my inner self? Inner self is nothing but your own conscience, your soul, your energy within. And the only thing that's connecting us with the energies all across is our breath. So the moment you feel anxious, or you feel like you are feeling jittery, or you are not comfortable in your surroundings, just pause. You can do it even right now with me, and we will just try this. Just connecting with your inner self. You don't have to meditate, or you do not have to reach a certain trance state in order to connect to your inner self. You can connect to your inner self like this, but you just have to be still for 2 seconds. So let's start. Breathe in, breathe out. Just understand how this simple breathing in and breathing out is actually keeping us alive. It is our energy source. And connecting to your inner self is actually connecting to the energy within. And this is your energy powerhouse, your breath. So the moment you feel disconnected with the world, close your eyes. Your mind may be, thinking about hundreds of different things. But for 2 seconds, just mindfully breathe. Breathe in through your nostrils, take a deep breath, and exhale through your mouth. Do it slowly if you have some kind of breathing issues, but do it nonetheless. And you will notice an immediate relaxation, a sense of calm prevails over you. And with time, you can incorporate this in your daily routine. Mindful breathing is the way to connect to your inner self. Which brings me to my second and very important point. How to deal with negative thoughts. You have to understand, why do negative thoughts manifest in your head so much all the time? It is because you're not being in the present. You are thinking about the past, or you're thinking about the future. Nothing is happening to you right now. Right now you're breathing, you are alive, you're well and kicking. Your body and your mind needs to know that. Your body and your mind cannot be in a different dimension. You won't heal quickly that way. So I would suggest you to ground and center yourself. Again, grounding and centering may sound very technical, but it is as simple as opening your window, parting the curtains, and just looking at the trees. Just look at how many lush green leaves are on those branches. What are the shades of that green? There are so many multiple shades of green in that tree. Look at the birds. Hear what you are hearing. Look around. Feel the environment. That is one way to do it. You can also cleanse the energy in the room. You can light a candle or an incense stick and just feel the vibe of the room uplift. It's a very instant effect, so you can try that as well. We have come to almost the end of the video now, and as I mentioned, this is the most practical step that you can take on a daily basis to heal and be positive, and to maintain a very uplifted outlook throughout this time. And the number 1 tip is to affirm positivity. Affirming things out loud. affirming positive things out loud. And how can you do that? You must have heard this story where somewhere in Africa there is a tribe which do not cut trees. The moment they want to clear land, they circle around a tree and then give it a lot of curses day in and day out. They say bad things about the tree, and eventually after a month or so, the tree starts withering and dying from the inside. Same goes with our mind. The more you think or talk negative, the more your mind starts withering, no matter how much you think you are strong. At the end, if you do not say things out loud that are negative, you are saying things inside that are negative to yourself and contemplating all of that, the mind does not know the difference. The mind will still think of it as a negative thought that has been said out loud to it and will react and wither away very soon. Positive affirmations help us undo that effect and does exactly the opposite. Positive affirmation can be as simple as saying, I love my body. Say it with me. Say it out loud if you can. I love my body. Keep on saying it till you feel it. The first time will be forced. The second time will be, yeah, I'm getting into the groove. And the third will be like, yes, hell yeah, I love my body. Or I'm grateful. So positive affirmations do not have to be very fancy words. It can be things which make you feel better. Rather, should be things that make you feel better. So I'm just going to give you small examples of how you can frame your own positive affirmations. I'm confident. I appreciate my body and mind. I love and appreciate others. I accept others and I accept myself. Imagine in a situation where you are lying sick or there is a family member lying sick and you are the caregiver. A lot of things may go haywire. And to claim this positive affirmation out loud that I accept myself and I accept others as they are can be very healing. I exude love and happiness can be another very beautiful one. I will put a few positive affirmations for you to take a cue from and make your own down on the description box below. And do understand that the more you feed good thoughts to your mind, the more positive you remain. It is the truth and it will always be the truth. So instead of dismissing the power that the law of attraction has, start taking it in your stride and deal with the situation, deal with it in a strong, real positive way from inside out. And the moment you are positive inside, you will exude all of that outside. The world, the energy around you will be happier and better. All of you out there who is dealing with this situation, this COVID-19 situation at the moment, along with their families or alone, I just know that you guys are awesome. You guys are doing a great job. You guys are doing whatever you can, and this too shall pass. We shall emerge stronger, and the world, I hope, will be more empathetic and compassionate, and let this be the last of what we see as a pandemic. And please ask for help. Please help others if you are in that capacity. And I'll bring a product review in my next video, so stay tuned for that. Until then, be safe, be happy, सुरक्षित रहिए, खुश रहिए, और मुझे बताइएगा कि कुछ आप लोगों ने अगर ट्राई किया हो इस वीडियो से, if you guys have tried anything out from this video and it has helped you, or it has, like, you know, made you feel at least a little better, do let me know in the comment section below. Also, please share it with people who are in need of positive thoughts right now. Maybe it will help them in some small way. So please like, share, subscribe, make this video visible to people who are in need, and subscribe to Critically Thinking for more such videos. And you guys stay safe, and I'll see you soon.